So what does it remind you of me being homeless and not having really nothing to eat, to having to stray my money out to save it for an apartment. I have to have the mouse turn them out for an apartment. Struggling to eat. It means you gotta trust God in all your circumstances, what you're going through. Like the Tishbite in chapter 17, 1 Kings chapter 17. And Elijah the Tishbite of the inhabitants of Gilead said to Ahab, as the Lord God of Israel lives, before whom I stand, there shall not be dew nor rain these years, except by my word. Then the word of the Lord came to him, saying, get away from me here, and turn eastward and hide by the brook Cherith, which flows into the Jordan. And it will be that you shall drink from the brook, and I have commanded the ravens to feed you there. So he went and did according to the word of the Lord. For he went and stayed by the brook Cherith, which flows in the Jordan, and the ravens brought him bread and meat in the morning, and bread and meat in the evening, and he drank from the brook. And it happened after a while that the brook dried up, because there had been no rain in the land. Then the word of the Lord came to him, saying, arise, go to Zaria, which belongs to Sidon, and dwell there, and see, I have commanded a widow there to provide for you. Like God's providing people to provide for me, to help me in my situation, reminds me of. So he arose and went to Zaria, and when he came to the gate of the city, indeed a widow was there gathering sticks. And he called to her and said, please bring me a little water in a cup that I may drink. And then as she was going to get it, he called to her and said, please bring me a morsel of bread in your hand. So she said, as the Lord your God lives, I do not have bread, only a handful of flour in a bin. Y'all know the scripture. First Kings chapter 17. I'll show him out the Bible with me now. See, can I read to y'all? Joshua chapter 2. I think it's chapter 2 or 6. And then Joshua spoke to the priest, saying, "Take up the ark of the covenant and cross over before the people." So they took up the ark of the covenant and went before the people. Not that one. Joshua chapter 2, verse 5. And Joshua said to the people, "Sanctify yourselves, for tomorrow the Lord will do wonders among you." I was so tired. So I'll read that one too. Psalms 18. I will love you, O Lord, my strength. The Lord is my rock and my fortress and my deliverer, my God, my strength, and whom I worship trust, my shield and the form, and the horn of my salvation and my stronghold. I will call upon the Lord, who is worthy to be praised. So shall I be saved from my enemies. The pangs of death surrounded me, and the flood of ungodliness made me afraid. And the swords of Sheol surrounded me, the snares of death confronted me. In my distress I called upon the Lord and cried out to my God. He heard my voice from his temple, and my cry came before him, even to his ears. And then the earth shook and trembled, and the foundations of the hills also quaked and were shaken because he was angry. Smoke went up from his nostrils and devouring fire from his mouth, and coals were kindled by it. And he bowed the heavens also, and came down with darkness under his feet. And he rode upon a cherub and he flew upon the wings of the wind. He made a darkness his secret place, and his camp lie around him was dark waters and thick clouds of the skies. And from the brightness before him his fixed clouds passed with hailstones and coals of fire. The Lord thundered from heaven, and the Most High uttered his voice, hailstones and coals of fire. And he sent out his arrows and scattered the full lightning in the beams, and he vanished them. And then the channels of the sea were seen, and the foundations of the world were uncovered at your rebuke. O Lord, at the blast of the breath of your nostrils, he sent from above, he took me, and he drew me out of many waters, and he delivered me from my strong enemy, from those who hated me, for they were too strong for me. They confronted me in the day of my calamity. But the Lord was my support. He also brought me out into a broad place. He delivered me because he delighted in me, and the Lord rewarded me according to my righteousness, according to the cleanness of my hands. And he has repent me, for I have kept the ways of the Lord, and have not wickedly departed from my God. For his judgments were before me, and I did not put away his statutes from me. I was also blameless before him, and I kept myself from my iniquity. Therefore the Lord was repents me according to my righteousness, according to his cleanness of my hands in his sight. And with his merciful, you will show yourself merciful. With a blameless man, you will show yourself blameless. And with the pure, you will show yourself pure. And with the devious, you will show yourself shrewd. For you will save the humble people, but will bring down haughty looks. For you are light, my lamp, and the Lord my God were lighting my darkness. For by you I can run against a troop, by my God I can leap over a wall. And as for you, God, his way is perfect, the word of the Lord is proven, and he is a shield to all who trust in him. And who is the rock except our God? It is God who arms me with strength and makes me my way perfect. He makes my feet like the feet of a deer and sets me on the high places. And he teaches my hands to make war, so that my arms can bend to bow upright. And you have also given me the shield of your salvation. Your right hand has held me up. Your gentleness has made me great. And you enlarged my path under me, so my feet did not slip. I have pursued my enemies and overtaken them, neither did I turn back again till they were destroyed. I have wounded them so that they could not rise, and they have fallen under my feet. For you have armed me with strength for the battle, and you have subdued me over me, those who rose up against me. And you have also given me the marks of my enemy, so that I destroyed those who hated me. And they cried out, but there was none to save, even to the Lord. But he did not answer them, and did not beat them as fine as the dust before the wind. I cast them out like dirt in the streets, and you have delivered me from the strivings of the people. You have made me the head of the nations. A people I have not known shall serve me. And as soon as they hear of me, they obey me. The foreigners submit to me. The foreigners fade away and come fighting from their hideouts. This is all like a long paragraph. So it says, the Lord lives, blessed be my rock. Let the God of my salvation be exalted. It is God who avenges me and subdues the people under me. He delivers me from my enemies. And you also lift me up above these who rise up against me. You have delivered me from the violent man. Therefore I will give thanks to you, O Lord, among the Gentiles, and sing praises to your name. Great deliverance he gives to his king, and shows mercy to his anointed, to David and his descendants forevermore. So that was Psalms chapter 'Turn the page. That was Psalms 18.